Weinberger swung his padded seat around and punched unnecessarily at several keys on the navigation computer. "Hell, this has got to be the most boring assignment I've landed yet," he muttered, staring morosely at the maze of graphics that instantly appeared. He unzipped a pocket on his tunic and took out a fresh sachet of gum. "Seems one hell of a way to come just to salvage a couple of emigrants, even if one of them is a dame." Suddenly, Trainee Oliphant leaned forward and frowned at a mass of numbers in one corner of a display. "Something is wrong here, Mr. Weinberger," he exclaimed, his scarcely broken voice cracking hoarsely. "You stick to your goddamn puzzles," snapped the pilot with a contemptuous sneer, chewing the fresh wad of gum with exaggerated contortions of his thick lips as he punched more keys. "There is something here, Chief," warned the gruff voice in the shadows at one end of the console. Weinberger swung his chair and squinted through his tinted glasses. His craggy face immediately folded in concern. "Must be a fluctuation surge," he said, with a nervous laugh. "We've had them before on this trip." Oliphant shook his head. "This is not spurious, Mr. Weinberger." He pointed to the ominously changing numbers on the screen. "We have an intense monopole field somewhere nearby. It is increasing every second." "Check it," Weinberger rapped, clearly rattled. Oliphant touched a rapid sequence of keys on the navigation panel. The display flashed check run, and the numbers disappeared for a moment. When they reappeared, they were even more alarming. "The kid's right," said the gruff voice, as the other personnel peered over Oliphant's head. "We have a powerful magnetic monopole field, and it is closing in around us fast." Oliphant swallowed, and his prominent Adam's apple jumped in a spasm of nerves. "Perhaps this is what happened to Astra 9, he croaked, his scared face bluish in the light from the screens. Next moment, the displays went berserk, in brilliant, multicolored flashes of random graphics and number sequences all over the complex curved console. Then they all blanked out. No one spoke for a moment. The gaping personnel felt their mouths dry as sandpaper. Their hair prickled and stood on end, and their skins felt brittle and crackly as they stared at the dead instruments. Suddenly, Oliphant sprang out of his seat as a livid blue spark spat between his fingers and the computer keyboard. "Good God, what was that?" Weinberger gasped, jumping up and moving away from the console. The module flooded with an intense blue light, and a hollow bellowing and scraping noise resounded throughout. "And what is that?" Oliphant screamed, pointing wildly into the space above the silent console. The incredulous crew stared at the blurred and hazy oblong shape, which was gradually forming in the shimmering air. They covered their ears as the noise rose to an unbearable intensity. After a few seconds, the blinding glare forced them to shut their eyes and turn away, their unprotected hands and faces burning in the dry electric atmosphere. Suddenly it was silent. The glare vanished. The air felt cold and clammy. Slowly the crew opened their eyes and turned towards the console. The mysterious blue shape had gone, and the systems were once again flickering and humming to themselves. Oliphant gingerly wiped his glistening face and shivered. It was like... He stammered, pressing himself against the cold wall. Inside his plastic tunic, he was soaked in perspiration. "I saw something like it once," Weinberger croaked, blinking and shaking his head at the empty space above the console. Pulling himself together, he moved to his seat and checked the instruments. "All systems checking out normal," he reported in an artificially calm voice. "No indications of magnetic anomaly. Routine cross-check." Gradually, the others resumed their seats, still numb with shock. "We established Dido orbit in 68.9 hours, Weinberger announced, chewing hard. Once the systems had all been cross-checked, the personnel relaxed a little but hardly spoke. They kept their attention on the quietly functioning instruments, intently watching for any indication of hidden effects from the terrifying upheaval they had just experienced. After a long time, Trainee Oliphant happened to glance across at his hologram puzzle. He laughed nervously.